What's up, YouTube? This is your girl, Miss Jovial. Hope everybody is having a fabulous day. I am so excited. A lot is going on right now, and I don't even know where to begin, but I'm going to try to start at the beginning. As you all know, I walked away from my toxic job 3 months ago, and I could not be happier. When it first happened, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but the more and more I was on social media, the more I realized that there is opportunity online for me to start a new career. And I'm really excited about it. Oh my God, I don't even know how to begin. So, within the last couple of months, it took me a long time because I was trying to really perfect my project. Um, on TikTok, I have a niche for old school music, and I chose music because music music has such an impact on my life growing up since I can remember. My mom says that when I was first born, that she would put me next to the hi-fi stereo in our living room, and she would put me next to it, and it'll play music like all day long. My mom would play music like especially on Saturday mornings when she would start to clean up the house. And she said, as a kid, as a baby, as an infant, I would just be like moving side to side. And she knew that I was going to have a love for music. As I got older, every single day I played music. I didn't care what kind of music it was either slow music, fast music. And I noticed that as I got older, music was very therapeutic for me because I started going through, I guess, what people call growing pains. Going through that first love. And, I was really excited when one of my friends would have, birthday parties, and I would start thinking about who's going to ask me to dance with them. And, is there going to be any slow music? And I was just thinking about all kinds of music that was playing while, during those times that my friends had birthday parties, like Midnight Star, Slow Jam, Sitting in the Park, A House is Not a Home, just, just, I can't even think about all the songs that that they were playing, but it's like tons of music that I listened to over the years. And I remember specifically about the breakups, and because I'm telling you, honey, them breakup songs had you in tears, and I was in tears anyway because especially with my first love when we broke up. I mean, I was really devastated. Um, yeah, it was pretty rough, but if it wasn't for the music, I don't know where I would be. It was the lyrics that was soothing my heartbreak. And over time, I just, whenever I felt some kind of way, and I know a lot of people don't like that term, but when I felt sadness, when I felt like I couldn't live anymore after 2 weeks of dating the man of my dreams, because y'all know we went through a lot of changes growing up. I know I wasn't the only one, but I never thought to do something at an adult, as an adult. So what I decided was to create a music journal, and it's again therapeutic because it shows you how far you've come. You know how sometimes people say that leave the past behind. It's okay to reflect on some of the experiences that you have, like love and heartbreak, and becoming independent and leaving your parents house and getting your own place and making your own decisions, going to college. We use music for everything. You get in the car, you turn on your radio, you work out. A lot of times people have music in the background when they work out. Not everybody, but most people do. But um music, oh my God, I don't know where I would be like without music. And I don't know where a lot of people would be, because music is like air. I mean, you need it to live. So what I did was I created a digital product, my music journal, and I am sharing my playlist of songs for every emotion that we experienced during our lives. And I am so excited about it because there were certain songs that I listen to right now, that we all listen to right now, that takes us back down memory lane. And I'm gonna release it this week, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna start talking about it tomorrow on TikTok and YouTube, and I think it's gonna be a hit, especially if you like old school music. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. If it wasn't for old school, there would be no new school. Be very clear, because a lot of artists have used a lot of sampling, and a lot of young people think that like Notorious B.I.G. Juicy, that was his original. No, that's like Juicy Fruit from M to Me back in the 80s. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I'm just really excited about this journal. I do have other digital products that I didn't really talk about, how to start a profitable side hustle. I'm going to start promoting that again, but people are purchasing it on my well, I call it my sales funnel, because like I said, I'm still new to all of this, but I do have a sales funnel, missjovialshop.com. It's in the link. Just look at the link below. Um, I'm just really excited about what's to come. Um, oh, I got my hair done today, child. My hair hurt. I had to get my hair braided because I want to start working out so I can lose some weight. And the only way to do that is to get my hair braided. So yeah, that's what I did. But this new life of mine is very empowering. Sometimes you have those doubts that maybe I'm over my head with what I'm doing, but you know what, I'm really not. It's something new, and anytime you start something new, it can be scary in the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, you become more confident, and um you throw that imposter syndrome out the window, because you don't feel like you can't do it anymore, because you can. You see other people do it. You talk to other influencers and content creators, and you get that confidence, and you start working all night long, and it's just so much fun when you start to learn things, and that's what I'm doing right now. So my music journal is coming, like a couple of days. Well, actually, I'm gonna start promoting it tomorrow, and I hope you all will be able to, purchase my masterpiece, especially if you love old school music. Um, but like I said, when I think about this music journal, I just, like I said, it just takes you back down a road. It takes you back down to the time that, like I said, your first love. First love is everything, because that's when your experiences began, with that first love. And the first love doesn't always have to be like, a person. It could be an experience. It could be a dog. It could be a cat. And it gives you an opportunity. This journal gives you an opportunity to have that feeling, to relive that feeling of, how you felt about that specific thing that you adored so much. Um, I never had a dog or a cat growing up. I learned about my sister when I was like in my 30s. But growing up, I was by myself, and there were certain songs that I would play by myself. Grab a brush in the mirror and just start dancing. And one song that really stands out to me is Phyllis Hyman. You know how to love me. And I really thought I was Phyllis Hyman child at one time. Honey, I was like, I love me some Phyllis Hyman, okay? Because I'm a lot into disco. I love my disco music, okay? Be very clear. I'm a house head. I'm a Chicago/New York City house head, because I love, like I said, I love my disco. I love my music. But, growing up, we didn't really have house music. We had more like I was, even at a young age, I was really drawn in with slow jams. I loved my slow jams. Oh my God, honey, I love me some Atlantic Star. Am I dreaming? Saying what you say is true. I feel the same way too. You see, I've waited all night long just to dance with you. Oh, child, I used to love that. And child, oh my God. I remember those songs. It makes me think of basement parties. In Chicago, we had a lot of parties. We had block parties, skating parties, birthday parties, basement parties. and we played music. We even sat on the porch with boom boxes and played music. When you on punishment and you can't watch TV, what do? You put on your boombox and listen to music. You listen to the radio. And what we used to do, I know y'all gonna laugh, especially if you're in Chicago and you grew up in the 80s. We had 5 DJs that came on Saturday night called the Hot Mix 5 on V103, and they played house music. And I couldn't wait to have my recorder so I could hit record and play so I could listen. I mean, so I could record their music so I can listen to it later. Right. But I got so mad. And I know everybody go through this. When I was trying to record, you know, they kept talking. And I was like, can y'all shut up so I can get to the music, so y'all can, so I can hit the, record and play. Right. And just the excitement of seeing the cassette player, I mean the cassette in the cassette player and recording everything that I hear on the radio, child, please. I knew I was gonna have me a good night in that bedroom. I didn't care about TV. I mean, I watched television, but I didn't, I wasn't a big TV watcher. I was more into music. Y'all hear me? Especially V103, because Chicago has a rich history in music. Um, Chess Records. And I heard a lot of stories about Chess Records and the different artists that that was signed under that label, and that made me want to start working at a label. And I did. I worked for Warner Music Group for a very, very long time in New York City, and I got an opportunity to learn about licensing and royalties. Something that I just could not learn in Chicago at that time, because remember, I forgot the name. I think I can't remember what the street was called. Where Chess Records was located in Chicago, but I know it moved out. And I, if I'm not mistaken now, I think that the whole Music Row moved to Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, and please forgive me if I'm wrong. But Motown. There was Motown in Detroit, but when I decided to leave Chicago and move to New York City, I wanted to work in the music industry because I wanted to learn. I wanted to know more about what happens behind the scenes, because I know it was more to it than me, putting on a 45 or a CD or a cassette on and just listening to it. So I learned a lot about licensing, and I was able to meet a lot of the artists. Um, I don't know if I should say this, but no, I'm not going to say this. But I did meet a really big artist, a duet, and the husband and wife team, who had like over 150, maybe 200 songs in their catalog that I worked with for 3 years. And I cannot tell you, it was funny because when I first met them, I kept, humming their songs in my head when I first saw them. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to be working with these people. It was so exciting. Y'all just don't know. It was so good. It was New York, oh my God. New York has really changed my life. It really changed my life because it gave me an opportunity to, like I said, to learn more about the music scene, to learn more about the artists. Um, I worked for Harry Fox. I mean, I had my internship at Harry Fox for a couple of months, and it was the greatest experience ever. It's a mechanical licensing agency. Um, I worked for BMI. Um, I'm just so blessed. I mean, I never got a role title, but I was just blessed to work there. It wasn't a lot of money for BMI because that was in Nashville, and but I did my thing in at Warner Music Group. I mean, wow, yeah, I got like 2 promotions when I was there, and I was really excited about that. But I got a chance to y'all. There was a club, La Barbat, in New York City that I used to go to after work, and I got a chance to meet so many artists there, and I was able to get in because I worked at the label at one of the labels. Um, but just being able, just showing your ID and just walking into the club, and you get a chance to sit in the very special section, and you be thinking you balling, but for me, like although I didn't make a lot of money in my title, I enjoyed the experience, and that's what was most important for me. So now, now that I'm older, it's like when I think back on my life, I'm just like, I have been so blessed to just stay in the music space. And, right now, I have a large following of people who love old school music just like I do. And I was thinking, why not just create something that we can all use, that we can all just go back down memory lane, even just for a moment, and capture the feeling that we have for certain songs. You know what I mean? And it's something about writing your thoughts down. And the way I created the music journal, it's fillable. You can type in your feelings, you could type in whatever you want on your phone, because I wanted to make it accessible for everybody. um and then I have like a playlist. Oh my god, with almost 200 songs. And you guys are really gonna love this. You're really gonna love it, especially if you like, again, especially if you like old school music. So I hope that everybody really purchase the journal. And like I say, it's a low price chair. I'm just trying something now because I just know that it's going to take off, and I can't even tell y'all how excited I am. So make sure you like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification button at the bottom so that when I come on and upload my next video, you'll know, and then you can join me. And I really do appreciate you guys so much. And like I said, I'm really working hard to come back on YouTube more often than I am. I'm going to try to do it either daily or every other day. I'm really trying hard. It's really hard to do that because I still have my side hustles. I got TikTok. I haven't done too much with Instagram. I don't know what I'm going to do with Instagram, child. I'm trying to figure it out because I just got back on Snapchat. I really don't know what I'm gonna do on that one either. But my following is growing, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to do because I don't know how to use Snapchat. But anyway, I'm just gonna learn as much as I can. But thank you all so much for listening to me. I'm really excited. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, have a good night. Love you.